National Campaign Council of the All Progressive Congress on the Edo 2020 governorship election on Friday told outgoing Governor Obaseki that it is time for him to end his assault on law and order by unclasping his anti-democratic grip on the legislative arm of government. The Vice Chairman, Media and Publicity Committee, APC National Campaign Council, at a press conference in Benin City, said it is time that the legislature offers quality representation to the people of Edo State as the legislative arm of the Edo State government. The APC chieftain also said that the legislature remains a co-equal branch of government with a constitutionally protected independence from external interference or pressure under the principles of separation of powers.
It has become imperative for us to remind Edo citizens and Nigerians how the Edo State government, under the leadership of Governor Obaseki, descended from the sublime to the ridiculous on the Edo State of Assembly matter. Lest we forget, it was the governor's penchant for jackboot democracy and political intimidation rather than moral suasion and political engagement that got us to where we are just now on the Edo State House of Assembly matter. Lest we forget that the Edo House of Assembly saga, we must remind the world, began with the Edo State government's unconstitutional bid to sideline majority lawmakers-elect who in fact were not aligned to his political ideology. Lest we forget that seeking to avoid the people's representatives from expressing the people's will in the House, Mr. Governor meddled into what ordinarily ought to be an independent matter of the legislature by orchestrating the exclusion of duly elected legislators in a sham inauguration. Lest we forget that in an advertent and well-calculated move, the Obaseki-led government illegally swore in some members of the House under threat to their lives and unbridled executive intimidation, and these details are still fresh in the public domain.
The APC says it amounts to executive recklessness, an affront on the constitution and the rule of law for Mr. Governor to unilaterally dictate over the affairs of the House and define its terms of operations and leadership. Ize-Iyamu said as it is now, the 7th Assembly, which Mr. Governor has since allegedly inaugurated and formed, now has a new speaker in the person of Right Honorable Victor Edoro, who has been elected by a 17-member majority over 7 members to lead a House that the Governor suddenly wants to renovate the Assembly complex.
It is the continuation of disrespect and disregard for the law and constitution that manifested, albeit not for the first time, on the 6th of August 2020, wherein Governor Obaseki defied and desecrated the sanctity of the Edo State House of Assembly by mobilizing some of his party members and thugs to prevent elected members of the Edo State House of Assembly from performing their legitimate duties.
The APC called on the police to conduct a transparent investigation on who were their sponsors and prosecute all those arrested and make sure the full weight of the law is brought to bear on those arrested and their sponsors. Juliet Omozusi, Bloomshire TV News.